So, there's no video of me actually replacing the driveline Flexus. This unfortunately turned into real work. Working on the ground sucks. I'm still not used to that. I ain't getting younger either. So here you can see the old driveline flex disc. You can also see this weird ass dampener thing that of course my fucking car came with. Made it a giant pain in the ass prying this whole thing out. Don't worry, I threw it right the fuck away. I'm also allowed to do that because the new driveline Flexus is a new design and doesn't work with this dampener thing. I was going to throw it the fuck out anyway. So while the car runs great, I am monitoring a couple of things, like this infotainment multifunction joystick. I've still yet to fix the rotating feature, but because I can still physically move the joystick around, I can access everything I need, so I call it still not broken. Sometimes when the car sits all weekend, this right rear air bellow will get a little lazy and lose, well, most of its air. But it does pump right back up every time, and day-to-day operation is perfectly normal. So, again, I say, not really broken? Right? Ended up buying a Switch 2, not necessarily because I really wanted the Switch 2, but I did really want to play Split Fiction, which is a wonderful couch co-op game. It's from the same developer that made It Takes Two, another wonderful couch co-op game, and the TLDR on those two games is this. While I think Split Fiction is the superior game, and where some of my gripes with It Takes Two are ironed out, I think It Takes Two is overall the more charming experience. But primarily, I see myself as a PC gamer. Now for me, PC gaming is akin to eating comfort food. There are some very special titles that I routinely return to over the years. My trip down memory lane included some all-time favorites, like Valhalla, Cyberpunk Bartending Action, Touhou Luna Nights, and Freedom Planet 2. Instead of doing an 8th Elder Scrolls Oblivion run, where I totally would not be a Khajiit stealth archer, I actually tried some new releases. Crazy, I know. But I found some bangers. So I gave CRPGs a try, because once in college I was part of a Vampire the Masquerade campaign, and for those who have no idea what I just said, it's that basement nerd shit with dice and horny vampires. The first one, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Now, I know just enough about the 40k universe to appreciate the Warhammer, the 40k, and the Rogue Trader part of the game, and there's a great CRPG behind it. I had a lot of fun. I think it's actually a pretty tight experience, but like every campaign, you just get tired and you just want to say you're done halfway through. The second one, Disco Elysium. Now, Disco Elysium is a much more traditional tabletop RPG pushed into a video game where the choices you make in conversations progress the story, and you're doing dice rolls to see if you fail or succeed, skill checks of all the skills in the game. Again, if that made no sense to you, that's cool, it's not for you. Great game, it's a beautiful game, love the story, but it just didn't click for me, and I'm actually kind of disappointed about it, but hey, it just didn't click. Alright, enough of that. My big gaming news this past year, however, has been I have finally discovered boomer shooters. And I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I'm in love. The first one I played is Dusk, which is what I would call a faithful modern interpretation of the genre that games like Doom, Quake, and Wolfenstein created. Next up, I return to the Warhammer 40k universe with Boltgun. This is quite the power fantasy, where you are an ultramarine and you are purging heresy across the Imperium. These next two shooters are interesting as they both run on the GZ Doom engine. As the name kind of implies, it runs on a highly modified version of the game engine that the original Doom trilogy ran on, so we're playing with a coked up antique. Let's see what it can do. The first GZ Doom game I played was Hedon, because, hey. So to me, Hedon looked cool, the premise of the game was neat, I was excited to play it and get into it. I didn't get very far. I dropped it after the 4th level. It was very difficult to figure out what it is you were supposed to do in each level. It was very easy to skip over objectives 20 times, very easy to get lost in general. The map was not helpful at all. The game is actually pretty hard, even on easier settings. And honestly, the combat as a whole wasn't even remotely satisfying, and that's a real shame. But thankfully, that is not an implication of GZ Doom Engine as a whole. Boy howdy, the second game. Whoo! Alright, so this is Future Past, a Jill Stingray plushie. I'm pretty far along in the process of making this video, and for the second game, it's going to be a whole bit at the end, which is going to be more work. I am being self-destructive on purpose. Please respect my decisions. So, the car wasn't the midlife crisis. Apparently, it's restoring my college BMX bike. For the first time in 16 years, the return of the beater. So why am I restoring this thing? Well, there are some elder millennials right now getting the urge to get back into BMX riding. And well, I suffer from that wonderful condition. But I'm not half-assing it. I'm back out there. I'm jumping. I'm getting there. I'm kicking ass. And it rocks. I am not going racing again. I am not going racing again. I have totally not thought about it. No. Not a single time. No. Not doing it. No. Not going racing again. So, I'm just going to do a rapid fire segment before I get into the last thing I want to talk about, because it's not enough for its own video. And if I don't put it into a video, I might finally snap. So, wait, no. Look, I'm going to talk about the car. I'm literally talking about the car. No. What if I do OnlyFans? I'm just going to start off with a hot take. Not so hot because I just drove recently. The M156 issues, like head bolt wear and camshaft wear. Did they happen at one point? Yes. Are they still happening? Yes. Are they overblown to Narnia and back? Yes. The sky is blue. The grass is green. In a 2010 E63 AMG, in the real world, you're seeing 12 miles to the gallon. 12. Are you looking at my skirt? Unfortunately, the interior is beginning to show some wear, but it's in the dumbest location. I don't even use the lock and unlock button, like at all. I mean, like, okay, like setting number 2, like that's my default setting. Why I picked number 2, I don't know. Poop joke? But I have never touched that button. Never. What happened? Over the past year, I restored these headlights. Now, yes, I did just use the cheap option, those 3M headlight restoration kits, but come on. They actually do a great job, and I have a lot of experience with them, and I've gotten some great mileage out of them. You don't need to do the expensive option. I mean, you can, but I don't know, man. Like, for a daily driver, compared to what they used to look like, that looks pretty good. Boy howdy. That second GZ Doom game